clarity, not confusion. There's one place for real understanding. The Rundown, where Bahamian politics meets real life, where policies are examined and accountability is demanded. From Parliament to the people, from Nassau to the Family Islands. No noise, no spin, just facts, context, and honest conversation. Join me, Howard Grant, for The Rundown. Weekdays right here on ZNS Bahamas, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Starting Monday, February 2nd.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at stories making news tonight. Cold weather system knocks out power across Grand Bahama and parts of the Northern Bahamas. Also, the PLP finalizing its candidate slate for the Northern Bahamas. And Grand Bahama records its first murder of 2026.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, a cold weather system that moved through the Northern Bahamas over the weekend left several communities in Grand Bahama and parts of the Northern Bahamas without electricity for hours. Strong winds associated with the system caused damage to power infrastructure, prompting an island-wide response from power company officials. Our Sherelle Dames tells us more in tonight's top story.
For some residents, they experienced an outage as early as Saturday night, with restorations leading into late Sunday afternoon. And now residents are questioning the severity of the impact on the island's electrical infrastructure and if the same can be expected during hurricane season.
Outages we experienced were isolated and were primarily caused by downpouts due to gusty winds. We remain committed to our grid resiliency program, which focuses on hardening our infrastructure to better withstand severe weather and to support faster, more efficient restoration efforts.
For these residents, the outages could not have come at a worse time as unusually cold conditions set in. They say the loss of electricity was sudden and raised concerns about what lies ahead if similar conditions are experienced during hurricane season.
Power went out about 11 p.m. last night. We didn't even expect it. As far as it is, we were just in our home, trying to turn in for the night because, it's almost midnight. More likely it's a storm passing because, it may be a half an hour we expect that the power would have been back on. But up to all night, we didn't get any power.
Good thing I just buy a gas stove because my children would need nothing at all. Breeze blowing on the windows. I really thought it was a hurricane. I tell them, I said, man, it's cold now and the power out now. And I just see when hurricane season comes, we got to be prepared. We have to be prepared this year for sure.
The impact of the weekend weather was not limited to Grand Bahama. Bahamas Power and Light officials say other northern islands were also affected, with restoration efforts extending to parts of Abaco and Bimini as crews work to bring customers back online.
Well, the weekend weather did cause some disruptions. As early as after 8, it began to impact North Abaco, and then later that night, around 9:30 thereabouts, it began to impact Central and South Abaco. North Bimini supplies were disrupted. Great Harbor Key, the same thing. And in Great Harbor Key, it was a controlled outage because it was surging so much. As of now, there are very minimal issues across the islands, but they're just pocket outages here and there that remains from those disturbances.
Now, as conditions has begun to improve across the northern Bahamas, the weekend cold weather blast serves as a rare reminder of how severe weather, even outside of hurricane season, can impact daily life. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Thanks, Sherelle. Well, the race for Parliament is intensifying as the Progressive Liberal Party has finalized the ratification of its candidates. The party's standard bearers for the 5 constituencies on Grand Bahama say they are satisfied with the outcome and ready to hit the ground running as the campaign season gains momentum. With each passing day, the 2026 general election draws closer, and the political atmosphere across the country is becoming increasingly charged. For political parties, it means putting forward their strongest slate of candidates. For the governing Progressive Liberal Party, that process is now complete in the Northern Bahamas, as the party officially finalized its slate of candidates for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Berry Islands. In Pine Ridge, incumbent Ginger Moxie says she believes she has the support of constituents to retain the seat.
I can tell you where we came from, what we were able to do in spite of the obstacles we met, which was dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. So much unemployment was there. We were able to hire over 600 people in beautiful Grand Bahama, being able to get $3.5 billion of investments. So the island is heading in the right direction. So we've done a lot of work, and I've done a lot of work in the Pine Ridge constituency.
In West End, incumbent Kingsley Smith now turns his full focus to a single constituency, saying voters will have a clear choice when they head to the polls.
This government has made a commitment for the people of Grand Bahama to turn the economy around. And you would no doubt that the Prime Minister and the government of the Bahamas is making that effort to do so.
Meanwhile, in Central Grand Bahama, attorney Paco Deal received the party's nod and was welcomed back home by family, friends, and supporters following his ratification.
This is Paco. I'm just coming in a different capacity, but this is still me. Down there, an advocate for the people. You can talk anywhere, you can see me anywhere, but I'm coming to those that don't know me. I'm going to ensure that they get to know me, because I endeavor to knock at every single household door.
Voters in East Grand Bahama will also have the option to elect a woman to represent them, as political newcomer Dr. Monique Pratt seeks to represent under the PLP's banner.
I actually live in East Grand Bahama. I've been there over 10 years. My home is there. My daughter attends school in East Grand Bahama. And so I've developed a bond with the people there. I'm part of the PTA. I'm a big part of the community. I do a lot of projects in the community as far as talks and interacting with the community. And so I feel I have a strong chance. They need representation, and I think I'm the woman for the job.
And in what came as a surprise to some, the party selected Eddie Wan as its standard bearer for Marco City, positioning him to potentially challenge opposition leader Michael Pintard. Wan says he is undaunted and ready for the contest ahead.
I'm actually quite honored to have been chosen to be the candidate for Marco City seat. I have had hundreds of phone calls from both residents in the area and people who want to help.
Well, in other news, police on Grand Bahama are investigating a fatal shooting that occurred late Saturday night, resulting in the death of a 37-year-old man. According to police, officers responded shortly after 10 p.m. on Saturday to reports of a shooting in the area of Adventures Way and East Atlantic Drive. Upon arrival, they found the victim suffering from apparent gunshot injuries.
EMS was quickly summoned, who arrived on scene, rendered initial medical care to this male, and later transported him to the Ram Memorial Hospital. However, information received is that the male later passed as a result of his injuries.
Now, despite medical efforts, he later succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. Police say the circumstances surrounding the shooting remain unclear at this time.
This is the first murder for Grandmama for the year 2026. The male is between the ages of 35 and 40. He has been identified. However, his identity will be withheld pending the notification of the next of kin.
Now, authorities are appealing to members of the public who may have seen or heard anything suspicious in the area at the time of the incident to come forward. Anyone with information that may assist police is urged to contact 911, 919, the nearest police station, or the Criminal Investigation Department on Grand Bahama. Well, meantime, Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, is renewing calls for stronger safety and access controls on schools' campuses following the 30-month sentencing of Kenneth Farrington, the man convicted in the brutal attack of McLeanstown Primary School Principal Simone Butler Cornish. Shalia Roll reports.
The Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, Minister of Education, is speaking out following the 30-month sentencing of Kenneth Farrington, renewing concerns about safety and access on school campuses. This following the brutal attack of Simone Butler Cornish, the principal of East End Primary School, that occurred last June. This incident prompted Hannah Martin to discuss disciplinary measures with the Office of the Attorney General on the issue of aggravated assault on school campuses.
What we are working on with the Attorney General's office is to create peculiar offenses of assault on a school campus. Because a school campus is an enclosed area, you have all of the age limits, you got the children, you got the educators, you have the support staff, and we want to make sure a signal is sent that you cannot, if you think you can come onto a campus and do foolishness, you will find out.
The principal was struck with a metal object in what family members described as a fight for her life. Simone Butler Cornish only escaped further injury after running outside, collapsing, and pretending to be dead following the vicious assault at McLeanstown School in East Grand Bahama. Now the Minister of Education says that the main goal is safety in schools.
We want our campuses to be safe, unassailable spaces, and hopefully when this legislation is completed, it will send a signal that you can't come on a school campus doing foolishness.
But this was not the first time that Farrington was convicted. During his arraignment, the court heard of his prior criminal history, including 2 previous convictions for indecent assault. It was also revealed that he was on bail for a rape charge at the time of the attack, while the minister added that the government stands in solidarity with the injured principal and stressed that the decision on whether she returns to work rests solely with her health and well-being remaining in priority.
I don't know. I think much will depend on how she feels, and of course we stand in solidarity with her. I think she knows that. The ministry was there during the trial. We sent our lawyer there in support.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
An historic North Bimini landmark went up in flames on Sunday as fire ripped through the former All My Children Hotel, leaving the iconic property heavily damaged but sparing nearby buildings. Raven Davis has more details.
An intense fire tore through the long-closed All My Children Hotel in North Bimini Sunday afternoon, drawing emergency crews and residents to the scene. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith Jr. says the fire was successfully contained to the hotel building itself, preventing damage to any nearby structures.
We mobilized Resort World Water Tank through the administrator that arrived on the scene to help fight the fire. And the airport fire engine also was sent. Around 4:15, 4:20, thereabout, the fire was contained. We do note that the structure, the All My Children Hotel, received extensive damage to the roof and also to the 4th floor of the building.
Though the hotel has been closed for several years, it has long held historical and sentimental value for North Bimini. MP Smith says the loss is especially significant for the Roll family, who have deep ties to the property.
That particular hotel is a landmark in Bimini. Well known, Mr. Glenn Roll, late Glenn Roll. Even in my days visiting Bimini, that was one of the iconic hotels there on the island.
Video of the incident circulated widely on social media, drawing strong criticism from residents who questioned the absence of visible fire trucks at the scene. Bimini Administrator Eva K. Arthur says officials, with the assistance of police, are working to address those concerns.
Assistant Superintendent Nick Sayers, he's supposed to give us some information on the size and the size of the tank and whatever it is that we needed, so that we probably have to do it from a council standpoint and at least get something on island.
Smith acknowledges that residents will always question response times during emergencies, but insists resources are available on the island. Police have not yet determined how the fire started, and investigations are ongoing. Meantime, he says public education must continue both on fire prevention and on what to do and what not to do in the event of a fire. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
still to come.
Bishop Michael Alden student winning district spelling bee after 15 rounds. Stay tuned to that story, sports, and more when we come back.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this process.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Fashion Delight, your fashion boutique for the glamorous woman. From January 29th through February 28th, enjoy spectacular sale with discounts up to 25% off. Discover high fashion dresses, fascinators and hats, elegant slacks, stylish accessories, and more. Fashion Delight, fixing you up for every season and beyond.
Hi, I'm Haley, and let's see what's going on at Slipper Paintball today. We have the gun range. We have the shooting cars. We have mini golf. Sniper tower. I'm having a blast! So come on down to Sniper Paintball every Saturday and Sunday. You're gonna love it.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more. At Save More Drugs.
Ready to take your career to the next level? Edinburgh Napier University, Scotland's #1 modern university, is coming to the Bahamas. Join them for a free information session on Monday, February 10th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the British Colonial Hotel in Nassau. Learn about internationally recognized MBA, MSc, BSc, and business programs that are 100% online, flexible, and relevant to today's workforce. Space is limited, so register now at seidegrees.com.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. After overcoming a stretching 15 rounds at this year's district spelling bee, a Bishop Michael Alden student outlasted over 40 competitors to take the crown. Our Matthew Martinborough spoke with the champ in this report.
The 29th annual Grand Bahama, Bimini and the Keys District Spelling Bee contained 42 aspiring pupils vying for this year's top crown.
May I have the definition, please? The definition of unleash is to loose from control or restraint. Gaunt. G-A-U-N-T. Gaunt. Deflated. D-E-F-L-A-T-E-D. Deflated.
However, only one could prevail.
The next word on my list is deductible. 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 D-E-D-U-C-T-I-B-L-E. Deductible. We have a winner!
After lasting a daunting 15 rounds, Bishop Michael Alden School's Simone Martin came away as this year's winner. She gleefully shares her anxious start to the day ultimately led to her appall after hearing her achievement.
I was a little afraid that I was going to get out a little earlier, but surprisingly I stayed in as longer than I expected, so I'm just happy that everything planned out like that. I felt a little shocked, but I was very happy when I heard that I won.
Bringing a shower of pride and affection for the little one is Simone's parents, her dad's Theory, and her mom and spelling coach, Belinda. And they say nothing less than a win was expected for their special girl.
I mean, she stuck to her game. She came in very confident. And once I saw that she got both wrong with the vocabulary, I said to myself, she's going to win.
I was hoping for it, yes. I think we were all hoping for it. I don't know how much Simone was hoping for it, but me and her dad were expecting a win. With this being a last rodeo, we were expecting a win.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Congratulations to you. Well, saving money just got a little easier for Grand Bahamians and visitors. The new Flamingo Bahamas app, designed for discounts and deals across the island, has teamed up with Kelly's Limited to give subscribers special offers, helping locals stretch their dollars while enjoying the best of what the island has to offer.
We're partnering with Kelly's Freeport Limited to offer discounts to Grand Bahamians and Bahamians in general who are subscribers of Flamingo Bahamas. You get to save 10%, but next week, Saturday, January 31st, Flamingo app members will be saving 20% here at Kelly's. So we're encouraging people to come on down to register or to open your phone, subscribe in your app store to Flamingo Bahamas and save here at Kelly's.
LaQuay Lang says the platform currently features 40 businesses, with more expected to join soon. He adds that the team will be regularly visiting additional stores to form new partnerships.
Your phone, go into the App Store, download Flamingo Bahamas, and you register as a customer or business. If you're a customer, you pay $9.99 for the month, and then you enjoy 10% discount saving at all of the participating businesses on network. Okay.
It's now time for your Health is Wealth Monday Tip.
Here are some helpful tips on managing your diabetes. First, stay in control. If you're at a table or a buffet, have small plates of foods that you like best, then move away from the table. Start with vegetables. Take the edge off your appetite. Slow down and savor. Avoid or limit alcohol, which can lower your blood sugar and interact with diabetes medicines. So I recommend that you check your blood sugar more often and adjust your medications if needed. Secondly, fit in favorites. You can have some of your favorite foods as long as you limit the portion size and only have it in the blue moon. Thirdly, stay active. Get moving with friends and family, such as taking a walk after dinner. And lastly, get enough sleep, since sleep loss can affect your blood sugar. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
We salute our Facebook friend of the day, Daisy Bethel. Thank you so much for your support. And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Well, I caught up with a few of our early Grifter qualifiers. Now they still have to go through the Grifter trials, but they're excited about the potential opportunity.
All right, we'll see that next. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Division of Cultural Affairs, presents the 2026 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade, powered by the City of Freeport Council. Saturday, February 28, 2026 at 6 p.m. West Explorers Way, downtown Freeport is where you need to be to catch the 2026 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade. See you there.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Copter termites formisalis, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Case. I'm I'm Shane Stubbs. Avante Lockmore and Keisha Thomas are just two of the early qualifiers for the 2026 Carifta Games this coming Easter holiday. Both athletes qualified at the recently held Star Trackers meet over in New Providence. Now, for Thomas, she also qualified for the World Under-20 Championships later this year. Now, after speaking with both athletes, the duo says the work doesn't stop here.
Decorators. She's quite amazing. What I'm looking forward to right now is probably run a faster time, try to break the Carifta record. In competition, you could perform way better, PR better, probably make even more teams. What I'm trying to perfect right now in practice is probably my finishing. You know, if you watch the race, I had the race for the first half until the finishing piece. So, like, I'm trying to work on that.
The race was pretty good. It was an amazing season opener. Actually, I have seen the work that I've been putting in over the past few months finally coming out. I was proud of myself. I was happy to see that I was able to execute my race plans and what me and my coaches have been working on.
Now both athletes have to compete and win outright in their respective events at the Carifta Trials to punch their ticket to Grenada April 4th to the 6th. Now, over in flag football, youth flag football, Grand Bahama recently joined forces with Miami Extreme Youth Football, featuring former NFL linebacker Reggie Givens. Now, both he and Extreme president Richard Raphael were enamored by the amount of talent they saw show out at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex.
We're going to do this annually. We also want to come here and do our tackle football here as well. So it's a partnership that's not going to end. We're going to continue to grow it and make it bigger and better.
And it has a lot of talent. Both boys and girls. So it's a lot of raw talent, you know, so you go out, and that's why we came and do a lot of different drills. You see a lot of people, and as you got more comfortable with the drills, saw the competition come out. We knew already coming here that was going to be the case. That's why we need to develop it more.
Right now, women are able to get Division I scholarships playing flag football, you know, so it's a different avenue, but the end still justifies the means.
Closing things out at the final buzzer over on Abaco, the Agape Christian Eagles were crowned senior boys champions of Abaco High School basketball. They defeated the Patrick J. Bethel Marlins 63-55 in the decisive Game 3, winning that series 2-1. Joshua Cornish and Tayshawn Clark led the Eagles with 14 and 12 points respectively, but Derek Williams, who led the charge in Games 1 and 2, was named the series MVP. And that's my time, everyone, but your check on the local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch you on the rebound.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Guess what's back? Bigger, bolder, and trendier than ever. What's trending? Returns February 9th with fresh stories, big energy, and all the vibes you love. And yes, we're kicking it off with love. Join us Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. on the ZNS network, because if it's trending, we're talking about it.
Hello.
no one asked us to go. Hello? Into the storm. Into the chaos. To witness devastation.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the latest on nurses taking action and what the Minister of Finance has to say about the group's promised payout. Plus, what fourth quarter results reveal about the local economy and what's underpinning those numbers. And residents in South Andros woke up to an unusually frosty sight. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Come tomorrow, the Free National Movement will unveil its final slate of candidates to carry its banner in the next general election. And this as the Progressive Liberal Party believes it is now battle ready after completing its final ratification exercise Sunday. And as Corval Pyfrom reports tonight, the Prime Minister is hinting that Election Day could be on the horizon.
Now that his party has completed ratification of all 41 of its candidates, party leader Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis's comments Sunday following the final exercise, which saw him and 12 others receiving the party's nod, have raised speculation that the proverbial bell could be rung sooner than many thought.
Now that you have a full
read the tea leaves. And the tea leaves would point you very near to where that could be.
While dancing around the question of when the election would take place, the Prime Minister was straight to the point about his team's readiness.
They're ready to serve, they are energetic, and ready to carry forward the progress that we have started. There's a lot of things in the pipeline, a lot of things are on the way. We have done a lot, still a lot more to do, and they're prepared to put their shoulders to the wheel and get it done.
And while not committing to it, he left open exploring the idea of fixed elections in a second Davis administration.
That would be something for me to consider.
Among some of the 12 other candidates ratified Sunday, Pine Ridge incumbent Grand Bahama Minister the Honorable Ginger Moxie and Kingsley Smith, the current West Grand Bahama and Bimini MP, who will now stand for the newly created Seoul West Grand Bahama seat.
It feels wonderful. You know, we've done so much work in the Pine Ridge constituency and on Grand Bahama Island in general, and so I'm so happy to be returning to complete the job.
West Grand Bahama is PLP. I am doing my best to ensure that we keep West Grand Bahama PLP.
While newcomers Eddie Wan in Marco City and Senator Randy Roll in the recreated Bimini and the Berry Islands relieved this phase of the process is now behind them, both are looking ahead.
I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Let's go. I have no problems. I feel great, apart from my voice right now. But I have a lot of support. I trust in myself. I trust in God. I'm ready to push it. I'm ready to do it. And I know we can bring it home.
What I want to say to the people of Bimini and Berries, the islands, though, is this time is ours, and we're going to get to work. And so right now we're focused on the task ahead. We're excited, and we look forward to it.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis also weighing in on the ongoing dispute with public nurses who last week staged a sick-out that stretched into days. The PM calling the events disappointing, but says his administration's record speaks for itself in terms of how much it values healthcare professionals.
It's disappointing when I think that what this government, this administration, and me in particular, recognizing the value of nurses, recognizing the sacrifices they make, and also recognizing the fact that we are under siege by other jurisdictions to lure them away from their home jurisdictions. We have been doing our best to ensure they're properly compensated.
The Prime Minister says he's committed to resolving any outstanding matters as well as addressing any concerns they may have, but he also underscored the importance of mutual respect and trust.
Could become an unbudgeted item. It only came to our attention within the week, and within that week, we made the arrangements to pay them. And for them to have taken it was unfortunate because they have to trust me. All right, so, and if they don't trust me, then the question is, trust goes both ways. I want to trust them, but they have to demonstrate that they trust me too. They work their overtime. I'm not someone who believes that government should rob their citizens, right? Nor do I believe that citizens should rob their government. They said they will be paid, and the funds were made available for them to.
Meantime, a reprieve for healthcare facilities across the nation after days of nurses calling in sick across the country, as you just heard. Our Leah Cooper has the details in this next report.
Nurses across the country returned to work Monday morning, ending a 5-day-long absence impacting healthcare facilities on multiple islands. Confirmation coming from Bahamas Nurses Union President Muriel Lightbourne.
The majority of our nurses returned back to work this morning.
The action, sparked by long-standing labor concerns, shined a spotlight on unpaid overtime, some dating as far back as October 2025. At a press conference on Friday, the union made it clear nurses are still waiting to be paid, but there may be some movement.
The payments are being handled, and so they expected to receive those payments by today.
Beyond overtime, Lightbourne says she met with Deputy Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Dr. Kevin Thompson, to tackle a myriad of unresolved issues affecting nurses, from delayed appointments to confirmations, promotion to retirements. The meeting, she says, was productive. The same cannot be said for the Department of Public Health.
These things I would have brought to the minister's attention as well as the PS attention, and they're still quote unquote sorting it out, or some things are still under investigation and they're being passed down for other persons to sanction.
And with nurses now back on the front lines, Lightbourne's calling for the swift action from Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville.
I would encourage the minister to let's sit down and see how we can bring a quick resolve to that matter. I appreciate what he did for PHA, and all of us are rejoicing for what he did for PHA. But now extend that to your children, eh? Extend that to your children in TPH.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, now time to check in on the economy, and the Central Bank's economic review for the final quarter of 2025 gives a snapshot of how things panned out last year and how things are looking for 2026. We go now to our Danielle Dean for the story.
The numbers have been crunched, and they're showing that the local economy grew in 2025 at a rate close to 3%, following a nearly 3.4% rise in 2024. As for what led to this outcome, Central Bank Governor John Roll points to tourism and foreign investments.
Although stopover performance was constrained by limited hotel sector capacity and softer U.S. travel demands, earnings were still bolstered by appreciated product pricing, sustained expansion in vacation rental sales, and arrivals gains from non-U.S. visitors, notably from Canada.
While data on inflation was only available up to mid-2025, the news there promising as well.
On a 12-month basis after that point, average prices were estimated to have fallen marginally in the Bahamas, which would have signaled that the inflation rate over that period was a negative estimate, as opposed to an increase in average prices that was recorded in the comparable period the previous year. But even still in that period, the inflation rate was very moderate by recent experiences. And the recent inflation experience reflects savings in energy costs and reduced pressures in import prices up through the middle of the year.
In 2025, near and medium-term risks to financial stability and the Bahamian dollar exchange rate were contained. But Governor Roll says they're keeping a close eye on downside risks.
They include the evolving and uncertain policy environment around trade, geopolitical tensions and conflicts in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, which could collectively disrupt tourism and the economy. And therefore, the central bank in this environment remains vigilant and ready to adjust policies as necessary to ensure that the outcomes are desirable.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
And speaking of tourism, Nassau Cruise Port has set a new annual record, welcoming an estimated 6.1 million cruise passengers last year. The figure representing continued growth from 2024, with the port recording more than 420,000 additional passengers, or a 7% increase, and over 130 more ship calls year over year. The performance mirrors 2025's tourism results, with the Bahamas welcoming a record 12.5 million visitors, the third consecutive year of record-breaking arrivals. News of the port's milestone comes as it prepares to introduce new amenities this year, including a signature restaurant and a day club-style pool experience. Coming up, changes on the way for the Blue Hill Road Farmers Market. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more when we return.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month's business.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Grease on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC is finger licking good.
Whether you need life insurance, an endowment plan, or health insurance, BAF has you for all stages of your life.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn down the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. Cloud nine, so many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
You're looking at a shot there of passengers aboard the Liberty of the Seas cruise ship getting their last look at the port of Nassau. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. And as always, good job there, Kyson. Welcome back. Tradition and innovation redefining law for today. Members of the legal fraternity and scholars meeting tonight at the University of the Bahamas' Harry C. Moore Library for the official ceremony. Our Lloyd Allen is on location and joins us live. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, Makusha, that's absolutely right. This evening we're here at the University of the Bahamas Harry Seymour Library. In just a few moments, we expect the start of the 2026 Law Week. And here with us is the president of the university, Dr. Robert Blaine III. Dr. Blaine, an exciting week. Tell us about what we can expect.
This is such an exciting week for our students. This is the beginning of their connection with the legal profession. And so the opportunity both to be able to engage but also to learn is incredibly exciting for our students. Some of the sessions that they'll be involved with will include energy reform and legal development in the Bahamas, fintech, regulation and the future of financial services, from law school to the bar, the pathway in the legal practice, and international law in practice, Caribbean and global perspectives.
Now, a number of topics they're expected to be addressed today, and also here with us is Duval Davis. Duval is the president of the Law Society. Duval, I know you've been a part of this program for quite some time. What do you expect to experience tonight?
I expect to experience, and all the students expect to experience, a wonderful presentation and keynote address from the Prime Minister, and also the beginning of the tackle of the contemporary issues such as energy reform, fintech, and international law that plague our society today.
Makusha, an exciting list there, and of course we'll have more on this developing story here from the University of the Bahamas. Reporting from here for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you in studio.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. A proposed amendment to the Red Cross Act topping the agenda over in the upper chamber with government leader there, Economic Affairs Minister Senator the Honorable Michael Alquitas, speaking to the pivotal role the humanitarian network plays in the Bahamas.
This amendment, firstly recognizing that during national emergencies, time is critical, and lost time can literally save lives. The amended framework helps the Red Cross deliver aid faster by cutting unnecessary bottlenecks. It strengthens the society's ability to move supplies, mobilize volunteers, and coordinate with authorities so that assistance reaches people in need without delay. Secondly, it reinforces the protection of the Red Cross's emblem, of the Red Cross emblem. That Red Cross on a white background is not a brand. It is a shield. It is a promise that the person wearing it or the vehicle bearing it is acting solely for humanitarian purposes.
Now, we've passed the amendment which sharpen legal protections for the local Red Cross Society, modernizing its governance and enhancing its humanitarian response in times of disaster. The Senate's opposition leader, Darren Henfield, used his contribution to laud the organization for assisting the most vulnerable in the community.
People who daily feed the humans like you do in the Red Cross, your Meals on Wheels. You know, when I think about Bishop Hansel, and the man we affectionately call the singing prophet. Have you ever gone down there and watched him cook in that big cauldron? The big cauldron that he cooks in, he cooks up food and people come. You know, and I believe as governments we should do all that we can to support initiatives and efforts like this that would help feed Bahamians who find themselves down on their luck.
In other news, nearly 20 insurance professionals made up the latest cohort to complete the InsurTech Compliance, Innovation and Regulatory Practices course. ICIRP, as it's referred, is a 6-week online program launched by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas early last year. With the University of Cambridge, it aims to equip industry professionals with skills in insurance technology, regulation and innovation. The Insurance Commission last Thursday held a graduation ceremony at its location on Prospect Ridge. Keynote speaker, Chair of the Bahamas Trade Commission, Senator the Honorable Barry Griffin, encouraged the graduates to use their skills to disrupt the status quo and be ready for the future.
Tonight represents more than a graduation. It represents a regulator that understands the future, an industry willing to evolve, and professionals like you ready to lead. From insight to impact. That is not just your theme for tonight. It should be our national mission.
Blue Hills Farmers Market vendors raising concerns today about the impact of temporary closures, which could last more than the expected 24-hour period. Officials confirming that letters were issued to the majority of the workers notifying them of the planned demolition. Following the notices, a number of vendors reportedly chose to leave the market. Phase 2 of the project, estimated at $400,000, will include infrastructural improvements and measures to address a persistent sewage issue. Area Member of Parliament and Minister of Labor, the Honourable Pio Glover-Roll, outlines measures for vendors affected by the development. These include a blueprint plan detailing upgrades and support for employees and vendors challenged by the upcoming changes.
This is these persons' livelihood, and I'm not talking 5 days a week. If you know the Blue Hills Farmers Market, this is a 7-day operation. So we have to ensure that we're communicating with them so that if there is and where there is any break in their ability to be open to the public, that they are involved in the process. Some of those vendors took it and they moved without us actually starting the process. We're going to speak to them because, as you can see, all the vendors are still operating. It was the intention to advise them what was coming and not necessarily for them to move right away. And that only affected, I think, about 4 vendors.
Residents in Camp Space South Andros woke up to an unusual sight on Monday. Light frost, a rare occurrence here in the Bahamas that left many both surprised and, curious. A video quickly made the rounds on social media showing a thin layer of frost on a resident's car as gas temperatures dipped lower than normal over the weekend. Now, we spoke with Chief Meteorological Officer Orson Nixon, who says the island's unique geographic features attributed to the frost.
You have a lot of forest, and then there's quite a bit of moisture in the area. And with the temperatures dropping so low, it started to create some frost on surfaces.
Now, that area, according to Nixon, saw temperatures as low as 44 degrees Fahrenheit. And brace yourself, because Nixon says there's more where that came from.
The next cold front we are expecting in the next few days, so at least by the end of the week.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Guess what's back? Bigger, bolder, and trendier than ever. What's Trending returns February 9th with fresh stories, big energy, and all the vibes you love. And yes, we're kicking it off with love. Join us Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. on the ZNS network, because if it's trending, we're talking about it.
This Earl will surprise you.
All the wrong places.
This Earl is smoother than the best.
Looking for love.
This Earl is fresher than the rest.
Looking for love.
Keep this Earl by your side.
All the wrong faces. And I got to keep on searching, 'cause this ain't love.
Smooth, steady, and always ready. Made for moments that sizzle Your secret to keeping it golden. Jar Car Cooking Oil, the best of Bahamian.
Well, it's about that time to check in with Royston and Marlena to see what's coming up in our sneak peek of Access Now. I see you're all bundled up. Marlena has a jacket.
It is cold outside. It's even colder in the
And
studio.
it's even
I'm just trying
colder
to
in
get
the
warm
studio.
for a second here. Now, all the talk's been about the weather and how cold it is. I'm hearing a lot of complaints about the cold, but I have an idea. Anyone who complains about the cold now, there's a moratorium of you on the summer. You can't complain about the heat in summer. Oh. I'm signing that petition right now. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because also, I feel like there are benefits to the cold weather. We all have a few pieces in our closet, like probably got a pair of gloves, a little scarf or something, or some boots, like boots that you love, but you never get to wear because you look kind of, you know, like something's up if you're wearing boots in the summer.
A little strange in the summer.
Take advantage of the fact that you've got certain clothes, you've got 10 days of the year. You could wear these clothes.
Bring them out.
Love the ski trip.
I'm also curious about another thing, right? So, Makushali, you said the weather in Freeport was 44 degrees. I'm one of the dreamers of numbers. Yes. They also play weather. Like if it's 44.5 degrees, if you box that and play that. If you win, I need my 20 points.
I was going to say, I was like, he's just giving out tips now, I guess. Secrets.
445.
Yeah, let's bring out all our numbers players out there and cash
I'm
that
not a
in.
player.
When they win, we
But
just
I like
hope
to
they
win.
divvy up the prize.
Yes, be fair about it. You know, give credit where it's due.
I'll give you your cut. And 5-5.
Sounds good. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues after this.
This is the inaugural edition of The Movement, your energy and transport briefing, bringing you updates directly from the Ministry of Energy and Transport. Welcome to The Movement, live from the National Energy Summit. We begin with Energy in Motion, an inside look at the National Energy Summit 2025, where leaders, students, and stakeholders all gathered to accelerate the Bahamas' energy transition. Guided by the theme, Shaping a Sustainable Energy Future Through People, Power, and Partnerships, this summit stands as the signature annual event for the Ministry of Energy and Transport.
As the Minister of Energy and Transport, my vision of a sustainable energy future is driven by three conditions: reliability and security, affordability, and low carbon.
Across 2 impactful days, innovation, discussion, and collaboration filled every room.
Let's use the summit to deepen our understanding of where we stand. These are the first steps in a process that will benefit Bahamians for generations.
The Minister of Energy and Transport recorded key milestones: 488 steel poles replaced, over 9,000 feet of underground cable installed, power outages reduced by 86% on New Providence, and across the Bahamas, more than 18 new power stations are being developed, introducing solar, LNG, and energy storage systems.
Whether you live in Bimini or Nagua, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is dedicated to ensuring reliable, affordable, sustainable, and low-carbon electricity for everyone.
I'm Larissa Lundy, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Stay with us.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
at the FITUR 2026 International Tourism Trade Fair in Madrid, Spain. Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Batia Duncombe, District Manager of Sales in London, Franz Taylor, and Director of Leisure Sales at Atlantis, Erica Valbuena, highlighted the importance of the Bahamas' presence at the event.
This is our third year in the Bahamas, engaging with the trade, the travel trade, discussing the European market, Latin America, more specifically those countries that speak Spanish and also Portuguese, meeting with the airline partners as well. So as we engage, one of the things that we realize is that they want to understand and to experience the destination, especially from a diving perspective, those cultural experiences. So as we looked and as we had the various discussions, promoting our people-to-people programs, speaking with the connectivity, things to do in the destinations, and certainly a lifetime of islands that they're all interested in enjoying. So it's been a very productive FITUR 2026.
We know that Spain is very important for us. It's our number 5 in Europe, and we are planning to have more arrivals coming from this area as we see potential. As the Spaniards are beach lovers, they want more of an authentic experience in terms of culture immersion, so we know that we can provide that to them through many of our programs, such as the People-to-People program. So we're excited about these meetings, and we're definitely going to follow up and make sure we increase our arrivals from Spain to the islands of the Bahamas.
It's the second year Atlantis Bahamas is participating at FITUR. We're very happy that the Ministry of Tourism has taken the initiative to participate in this massive trade show. It's been 3 years that the ministry has been coming, and it's one of those trade shows that is a must for our global reach.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Girl empowerment, the focus of this year's Bahamas Girl Guides enrichment ceremony.
Plus, a man known for giving now in need himself. Those details straight ahead.
Also, we'll tell you about the consistency of a long-running soup kitchen. You want to stay close for that?
And in sports, she's back. Shawnae storms to a world lead.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. On this Monday, I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
It's certainly a chilly Monday and an even chillier weekend with temperatures in the 40s, 44 to be exact in Freeport. That's wild. Not exactly what comes to mind when you think of the sunny Isles of the Bahamas. But I'm curious, Lance, what did you get up to over the weekend?
Well, I was doing some blue carpet interviews for the first official Campus Showcase, the Performing Arts School.
Yes.
The performance there were amazing despite having to perform in the rain.
Wow.
So I can't wait to see what comes out of that cohort in the future. And I have to give a special shout out to Anthony Mitchell and Heather Mackey from Bahamas Waste. I didn't forget. I promised them I wouldn't, and I didn't. But what about you, Royston?
I would like to say that I was going to stay in. That was a plan, to stay in and take care of some home projects. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Oh, so you were outside?
I was outside. Royal Blue saw me on Friday and Saturday playing golf.
Oh, you were outside,
I was outside, and the wind just swinging, right?
At least you can blame all the bad shots and be like, that was the wind.
I like that.
Yeah.
I need you out there for handicap. For now, let's dive right into the news. Empowering young girls and promoting safety, those are the goals of the annual enrichment seminar hosted by the Bahamas Girl Guides this weekend, centering on providing its participants with the necessary education and confidence building skills to protect themselves and others. Marisha Bowers tells us more tonight.
Bahamas Girl Guides annual enrichment seminar this weekend centered on personal development and awareness. The seminar, hosted at its West Bay Street headquarters, uniting nearly 50 young ladies to provide them with the bonding activities as well as powerful speeches from female leaders across the nation, all in hopes of encouraging them to develop their self-confidence. Association Training Commissioner Avis Richardson says that while the seminar typically takes place at the end of the year, the association ultimately decided its overall objective was far too valuable to postpone further.
This is important. As guides, we worldwide, we are conscious of how widespread violence is. Particularly against girls and young women. And as the largest organization for girls and young women worldwide, where we have 11.5 million, 11.3 million girls and young women, that's as a grouping, it is so important that we have a voice to raise awareness and to advocate against violence in all forms.
Among those lending a hand with the initiative is none other than wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, who encouraged all of the guides to use their voice as a means of ending gender-based violence.
And if something makes you uncomfortable, speak up. Because your voice matters. If someone needs help, your kindness can make a difference. You deserve to feel safe, to feel respected, and supported at all times. And this is what we're here to do today, to support you in all that we have to do in this fight against violence against girls and women.
For guides like 15-year-old Chloe Newton, who has been a member of the association for more than 5 years, the seminar proves that the future is limitless when you are willing to dream and collaborate to create a better tomorrow.
To see that some of these girls could be in positions like that in the future, to be Prime Minister's wife, was very inspiring. To see she was also a guide and she learned so much from guiding, and that we can learn so much too.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Marisha Barros.
Gotta love the Girl Guides. Well, a man known for giving his all to others is now leaning on that very community he spent years uplifting. The group came together on Wolf Road to show love and support for Demetrius Smith, who's now facing serious medical challenges. Here's Wes Calix-Forbes.
He's given to many. Now it's our turn. Those words boldly on a flyer becoming a call to action as friends, families, and strangers gather at the Great Commission Ministries on Wolf Road for a medical fundraiser in support of Demetrius Smith. Known across the Bahamas as a vibrant MC and community giver, Smith has spent years uplifting others, often without asking for anything in return.
My situation started with me not checking on my health, not adhering to the early warning signs. I was getting signs. I was having sleepless nights. I was having constant headaches. I was urinating a lot, and all of that was signs of a kidney digression. And I did not check on it as fast as I should have. Had I known, it would have been saved in time, but I did not know. Eating late at night, all of the processed foods that we love, all of these well-known franchises in the country, the conch with the mayo at night with the soda. All those things play a vital role in cholesterol buildup and also kidney damage.
People showed up in full force, bringing donations and more, although Smith says at first it was hard to ask for help.
It was kind of hard because as a giver, it's kind of hard. You take it a little hard to be receiving. It felt weird to me. And so my family and other persons, friends and stuff, they were just compelling me just to do it, just go ahead and just do it. I realized that no man is an island. No matter how much money you have or how much resources you have, at some point, if you keep on dealing with medical issues, it's going to get low. And so that's why you need a village.
And as Demetrius Smith continues his journey towards recovery, his message is clear. Take care of your health, lean on your village, and never underestimate the power of community.
All of the persons who would have donated, who would have sent prayers, who would have visited, sent flowers, sent fruit baskets, I'm just happy to be alive. I would tell anyone, of course, who might be on the verge and feeling discomfort in their bodies to go and get checked out. Early detection saves lives. The quality of life is based on the quality of your health. And so if you're feeling any kind of discomfort in your body, get checked out. The processed foods, the eating late at night, the cholesterol levels, the potassium levels, the phosphorus levels, all of those things play a vital role in maintaining the quality of your health.
Anyone interested in donating can do so through his GoFundMe campaign. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix-Forbes.
Thanks so much, Wes. Now, a fitting story on this cold Monday. One of the longest-running soup kitchens in the Bain and Grantstown community remains consistent in helping those in the community to reaffirm dignity and identity, all through the act of providing a hot meal. Tonight, Lloyd Allen talks with volunteers to see what keeps them going.
Now, for the past several decades here at St. Joseph's Catholic Church, this soup kitchen has been operational, giving members of the community a hot meal and a good word, and it's all a part of a Christian duty of serving those in the community. A simple thank you is often the response the group of volunteers get from now hundreds of recipients of the Modest Initiative. Lead volunteer Rita Ramsey says the kitchen has been operating for more than 2 decades, giving the less fortunate a meal with no deal. Their only hope is to impress the message of servitude and thankfulness.
As the years have gone by, there are many persons in need throughout this community of Bain and Grantstown. And that's who we serve. You know, you'd pass this area, you'd see persons that live on the street or peddling on the street. But those are the persons that come regularly every Saturday to get a hot meal, some hot tea, and they come consistently.
She explains as the numbers have grown, donations of all kinds are welcomed, as each effort goes a long way for a person or family in need.
Every Saturday we are here. We open, the volunteers come from 6:45 and they're in here getting the meals together to start distributing about 8:30. And we try to serve at least 100+ bags. There are kids needing community service hours. They can come here and get community hours. We do that. We have 2 students here today assisting to get hours, so that's a plus. Just volunteers and donations is a plus.
While many of the recipients were a bit shy around the camera, Walter Roll says he's been benefiting from the initiative for years and simply wanted to say thank you to those who've given selfishly to assist persons like himself.
I'm on the corner of Chapel Street every day selling this hand sanitizers and these disinfectants. Every Saturday I come here and I get my breakfast. Today I was late, but yet I'm still able to get something. So I guess out of a sense of humor and gesture, well, the humor, I guess, was to give them something.
A small but powerful message of giving, appreciation, and reciprocity. That's the story of the St. Joseph's Soup Kitchen. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
What a great story and a reminder to give. Thanks so much, Lloyd. Still to come, the PLP standard bearer for St. Barnabas celebrates his birthday with constituents. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean has your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
The multimedia unit of the Learning Resources section was formally renamed in honor of legendary educator Mr. Horace K. Wright during a dedication ceremony.
This is the place to inspire. The director summed it up, to inspire what is happening in our schools. But it also has a role, and the PS spoke about it, it also has a communicative role because I don't know if they still do the radio shows, but they used to do the radio shows. They took education to the nation. This is a powerhouse in the making.
As a teaching practice student in 1994, I and my classmates used this very center to develop instructional content for our subject areas. It provided the resources, technology, and the professional support that allowed us to move beyond basic lesson delivery to more engaging and purposeful instruction.
It was a full circle moment for Assistant Director of Education Liesl Wright, who is the granddaughter of Mr. Wright, as she currently serves as head of the Learning Resources section.
Horace Kenton Wright was a pioneer, a visionary, and above all, an educator who believed deeply in the power of visual and audio learning to transform young minds. I could remember distinctly him always with, we still have a pair of binoculars that he had. I could remember him with cameras. I could remember him vaguely on the radio.
The recently renovated Horace K. Wright Multimedia Unit provides vital educational support and resources to teachers and students alike, with specialized training areas and modern recording studios for content development. Johnny McIntosh for Ed Talk.
The locations you know, the service you trust, and the specials you love. Super value and quality supermarkets. Seabass tuna, 5 ounces, 80 cents. Kraft mayonnaise, 30 ounces, $6.49. Green cabbage, 99 cents per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $2.49 each. Danish spare ribs, $2.89 per pound. It's a great year to save when you shop the specials at super value and quality supermarkets.
for your access weather forecast. That strong cold front is now pushed well to the south of the Bahamas, leaving behind an area of high pressure, which is pumping in some cold Arctic air across the region. And these cool temperatures are going to be with us for a couple more days, but we anticipate a warm-up on Wednesday, and that to allow another frontal system to push through on Thursday night, and that will reinforce these temperatures, so a very chilly weekend is shaping up for you. Now, your boating forecast for all areas tonight, wind's going to be out of the north, 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 6 feet over the ocean, so caution flags remain in place for your boaters throughout the 700 islands. Tide-wise, it's going to be high at 8:17 tonight, and then tomorrow in the northwestern parts of the country, a good reduction in those winds. They become northeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights subsiding 2 to 4 feet, so we'll drop the caution flags for the northwest Bahamas on Tuesday. Now, the high tide that takes place at 8:40 in the morning, with the low tide at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands tomorrow, easterly winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we'll keep that caution flag in place for your boaters in the central and southeastern islands through tomorrow. And then as we take you into the middle of the week, Wednesday in the northwest and central islands, the winds become what we call zonal. That is winds blowing out of the east at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide on Wednesday, 9:24 in the morning, with the low tide at 3:46 in the afternoon. And for the southeastern islands, those winds easterly once again at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with caution flags in place. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Yes, I still yes it back one more time. Live and direct, this one is called Come Go With Me. Back to Bimini, y'all. Listen and watch it. Do it. When I saw you first, I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one, I knew I had to take you home. Me to illusion.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Maria.
Thanks, Basil. A memorable birthday experience has transformed into an annual event for Minister of Economic Affairs and Progressive Liberal Party candidate for St. Barnabas, Senator the Honourable Michael Halkitis, who on Saturday was in the area to celebrate another year around the sun with family, friends, and supporters. As most birthdays come with gifts and the like, the St. Barnabas hopeful says for him, it's transformed into a give-back for residents.
Last year, we were in partnership with one of the churches in the community, and they had a breakfast that coincided with my birthday. And the reception was so good that I decided that going forward on my birthday, I would do a breakfast sharing in the community. And so that's what we're doing here today. We're on 5th Street Park in Coconut Grove, providing breakfast for the community. As you can see, some folks are sitting down, enjoying the breakfast, but as well enjoying each other.
The PLP St. Barnabas standard bearer also celebrating his team, who he says graciously partnered to make the event a success.
We have a diverse team. We have a team of supporters who are here and eager. We've been working for years, and this is part of our give back.
Happy belated birthday to Senator Halkitis, of course. It's time now to turn things over to ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo continuing her impressive comeback campaign. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
We're BAF Financial.
We're BAF General and Health Insurance.
Welcome to the beautiful Cayman Islands.
Come on in to Cash and Go. Need technical support? We are BFG Services.
BAF Global. Global reach, local care.
At We Buying Sell, we help you upgrade your home the smart way, from solar panels and solar lights. to strong doors, storm-ready windows, tiles, mirrors, vanities, faucets, and more. Everything you need is right here under one roof. Great quality products, great price, and fast, friendly service every day. Visit us on Robinson Road or send us a message on WhatsApp 242-636-8412 or shop anytime at wbusbahamas.com. We buy you sell. Upgrade your home today.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amishal Knowles, topping sports. Well, if there was any doubt, she's back. Shauna Miller-Weibo continuing to impress in her comeback campaign, blazing to a world-leading time of 35.79 seconds. This in the women's 200 meters this weekend at the Bob Pollock Invitational at the Clemson Indoor Track in Clemson, South Carolina. The Bahamian track and field legend, who has won at every level in her career, was unchallenged in the win. It's the third fastest time in her career and the ninth fastest in the history of the event, according to the World Athletics top performance list. Just last week, Miller-Weibo opened her season with a facility record of 36.07 seconds at the Alachua County Sports and Event Center Invitational in Gainesville, Florida. The Bahamian former world Olympic champion dropped about 0.3 of a second off that time on Saturday, sending notice that she intends to be a force to reckon with this season. So on track this weekend, athletes bearing the cold weather to earn victories and trying to qualify for this year's Carifta Track and Field Championships at the 6th Annual Sonia Knowles Redline Athletics Track and Field Classic, staged at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium on Saturday and Sunday. Head coach Tito Moss.
For us, it's all about improving year on year. The Red Line, Sonia Knowles track class is the most anticipated meet for the season, and that is because they know they can get an organized meet, it's quality, and the awards are outstanding. So the clubs, the athletes, everybody looks forward to this meet to open up in their specialty.
More from the weekend, aspiring football players getting the opportunity to sharpen their skills at a youth football camp held at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. The initiative put on by the Jesse Ferguson football program in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth Sports and Culture.
With persons we have made contact with in the U.S. coaches and other schools coming down to do camps in the future, it only serves that we should prepare these kids so when the coaches come down, they're not lost. And it shows a level of uniformity. And so that's why we're teaching them how to hop around, you know what I'm saying, the 15-yard shuttles, the strides and so forth, the broad jumps, things that they will see when they do try for these schools or when they do work out for these coaches.
We decided, when you look at the numbers, we actually going on a number game here. There are over 300 plus Division I colleges that plays Division I football. And in that, there's about 105 minimum, I believe, that you can have on a team. So if you do the math, with all the athleticism, I believe that football is a gateway for us to have our kids probably go off to school, get an education, and possibly enter the professional realm.
In softball news, the legacy of the late Sam Haven was once again celebrated through sport at the 9th Annual Sam Haven Invitational Softball Tournament hosted by the Bankers Athletic Association at the Blue Hill Playing Fields. The annual event brought together 6 competitive teams across the banking and sporting community, all competing in the spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship.
And Sam was an all-around athlete, man. He played soccer, he played baseball, he played softball, but more importantly, he served as a director in the Banks Athletic Association, very pivotal in organizing all of the sporting events that we host annually. I mean, we have track and field, we've got golf, we've got softball as we have now, we've got bowling, we have a ton of events, and he was very instrumental in doing it for over 40 years, okay? And so on his passing, of course, we made the commitment to hold an annual softball tournament in his honor, and we've been able to do so. We've had a lot of spirited competition, different teams winning it. This is the one event where we allow teams even outside of the Bankers Association to participate. Today we got 4 teams participating with CIBC, RBC, Scotiabank, Central Bank, 2 outside teams, the Gremlins and the Outsiders.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
The Whopper with cheese never tasted so good. 100% flame grilled beef, now juicier. With fresh ingredients as usual. And even fluffier buns. The Whopper with cheese. Bigger, better, tastier. Get a regular combo for only $9. Only at Burger King Nassau.
At Cartwright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Cartwright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Cartwright, where membership truly has its privileges.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here. Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052. Shop Smart, Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You're looking at the sun setting over Millennium Gardens, that shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. And it's time now to take a trip to Bimini. Let's go.
The Cultural Affairs Division of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture currently conducting a mural project in the heart of downtown Allistown, Bimini. Over the weekend, students of the Lewis McDonald School joined the team members from the ministry and others to do their part. School principal Dominic Sweeting says these kinds of initiatives bring a new form of energy and excitement among students.
Spoken to the students, and I shared with them the importance of seeing a police officer, a community member here with them, and he's actually pinged. So I think projects like this, it's important to have full collaboration from the entire community, because this is a community project, and when you all leave, it will remain here in the community. So I think it's pivotal. Once things like this is happening, we all chip together to make the project a success.
Sweeting says this is also a great way to spot diamonds in the rough.
I'm a big advocate of encouraging kids to find something that they like to do. And once you're able to find that one thing you like to do, you continue to work on that one thing, and you can perfect that one thing. Because not oftentimes you're going to find individuals who are theoretically gifted. You also have students who are technically gifted with their hands. So I feel as if it's important that you find something that you can do with your hands that you love to do, and focus on the area, because the sky is the limit.
I love it. Building community and talent at the same time. What a great project. Well, it's now time for Let's Talk Socials with Matea Stewart.
Okay, so check this out. There's a video blowing up from a Bahamian creator named Light Burns. That's Lightburns. He's over at the Blue Marlin restaurant at the Nassau Cruise Port, and he's creating one of the biggest murals in the capital. And the way he documents it, honestly, it's mesmerizing. You see the wall go from blank to bold, and you can feel the time, the effort, the sweat. It's real. What I love most isn't just the art itself, it's seeing someone turn creativity into a career. He's not just painting for fun, he's building a portfolio, making a name and showing what it looks like when talent meets hustle. It's strategy, grind, and passion all in one. Let's get into it. the comments are popping. It's exciting to watch a Bahamian creative step up, take a huge wall, and literally make it his canvas. That's art you can see from the cruise ships. That's influence you can't scroll past. Lightburns is out here showing how creativity can pay, how it can shine, and how it can leave a mark, literally on the city. I'm Matea Stewart, and this has been LTS.
Thanks so much, Matea. Now that's going to do it for Access Now for tonight. Look out for a few special guests this week as the days wind down to the season of love, Valentine's. Or as the singing bishop calls it,
Valentine's.
Valentine's.
There you go. Stay tuned for the return of the Rundown with new host Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody. Stay warm.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS. Good evening, Bahamas, and welcome to the Rundown. I'm your host, Howard Grant. Tonight marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Rundown, and it's important to say that at the very onset, that this is a moment that builds on the foundation that has already been laid. The Rundown has existed as a space on ZNS right here in the national conversation that could take place with seriousness and respect. This space was open and protected through the work of Clint Watson. And in doing so, doors were open for broader, more democratic exchange of ideas on the national broadcaster. And that really matters, because these conversations have never been absent from Bahamian life. They've always existed, just not always in the same room. They happen in barbershops, in beauty salons, in the food store, in church parking lots, your WhatsApp groups, and in Junkanoo shacks. What this moment allows us to do is to bring those conversations into the mainstream, to give them forum, to give them structure and context, and to identify voices, experiences, and advocacy that speak directly to the lived realities of the Bahamian people. Tonight is not about spectacle. It's not about personalities. It's not about it's all about, rather, taking stock. Over the past 6 months, and truthfully over the many years, this country has continued to grapple with a set of national issues that have proven persistent across administrations. These are not challenges that belong to one government, one party, or one moment in time. They are long-standing realities that have shaped public life for decades. At the same time, it is also true that the recent administration, including the current one, have made visible efforts to address many of these areas. Some progress has been made, some reforms underway, and some questions still remain open. What the Rundown seeks to do is not to dismiss those efforts, nor to avoid scrutiny, but to create a space for thoughtful national conversations that reflect both where we were where we've been and where we are now. Tonight, we begin by identifying that issue that continues to surface, why they matter, and how the country has tried over time to respond. This is not about conclusions. It's not about context. Well, rather, it's all about context. And with that, let's get the rundown on the issues themselves.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma, exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because put your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
Guess what's back? Bigger, bolder, and trendier than ever. What's trending? Returns February 9th with fresh stories, big energy, and all the vibes you love. And yes, we're kicking it off with love. Join us Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. on the ZNS network, because if it's trending, we're talking about it.
When you come to prison, you get a number. They don't know you by name. They give you a number. What do you think you is? Nah, he loves words. Huh? What do you think you is? Nah, he loves words. Y'all gonna experience what it feels like when you come here.
Stop giving me what I want. I know I want it. Get down, but you tell me for. Too late.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome back to the rundown, ladies and gentlemen. The issues, the history, and the attempts. When we talk about the challenges facing the Bahamas today, it's important to understand that many of them are not new. They're historic tribulations, shaped over time, often addressed in stages and sometimes resurfacing faster than the solutions can settle. Let's start with the cost of living. For decades, Bahamians have lived with the reality of an import-heavy economy. Global shocks, whether fuel prices, pandemics, or supply chain disruptions, have always translated quickly into higher local costs. Successive administrations have explored prices, controls, tax relief, duty exemptions, and most recently targeted relief measures. Yet, the fundamental pressure on the household budget remains a defining issue for the modern Bahamian family. Let's look at crime and public safety, how they follow the very same trajectory. This is not a recent struggle. Crime has evolved alongside urban growth, economic inequality, and regional trafficking routes over the years. Governments have invested in policing, legislation, community programs, and enforcement strategies. In recent months, renewed efforts have been made to strengthen coordination and response. The question the public continues to ask is whether or not these efforts translating into long-lasting peace at the community level. Immigration and border control. I know that this is something that you look at. I know that this is something that continues to be able to prick at you. It's a long-standing national challenge, historically tied to our regional instability and geographic reality. These issues have required balance between enforcement and humanity. Various administrations have tightened laws, expanded facilities, and revised policies. The current administration has taken visible steps to address efforts and enforcements and also the processing. Yet the broader national conversation continues around sustainability and long-term clarity. Stay with us. The Rundown returns after this break.
Well, what about me? What about you? What? Well, I thirsty too, you know. You want to see all the water out there? Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water? You crazy, eh? I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know. Ain't nobody can drink salt water. Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Coming this fall, Royston Jones and Melina Leonard on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Tune in and get your fill of community news. Family Island news, entertainment, and, well, sometimes slithering animals. That's the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
We offer so many services, and it comes back to persons knowing what we do.
The social worker called me up, and that's when my life changed completely.
I just wanted to do the best that I could to work as fast as I could to get a fast response to help him. And
what we make do with what we have, we do the best we possibly can with what we have.
That's Taking Social Services to the People, Monday at 9 p.m. on ZNS Television.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 1. Never swim alone. Go with a friend.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to give you a little taste of something that you've been dealing with for such a long time. Truly, these are issues that we continue to be able to grapple with, as we said, and we wanted to be able to highlight those particular things. Now, a lot of these things, I just want to be very clear with you and honest. These issues that we've been running with, especially the cost of living, is an issue that I think is we grapple with. When it comes to the next general election, when it comes to these particular decision makings in the country, a lot of persons are trying to make that determination as to whether or not this administration or any other presents the concepts, ideas about the possibility of what the future holds for this country. And a lot of that is anchored on the cost of living. It's too high. It's too high. Now, we've watched administration after administration continue to be able to provide us with this proverbial carrot, an opportunity for us to be able to understand and move towards this particular direction. Now, I got to be able to give kudos where it exists. We've seen this current administration being able to reduce VAT on the bread basket items, VAT on all these particular things that's coming in as it relates to meals, right? Not the cooked meals, but definitely being able to get an opportunity for persons to be able to do that. And this is a good opportunity. I think it's a step in the right direction. But the question is it enough? Let's talk about that. Tonight, we don't have no one with us. It's just you and I having a national conversation to identify whether or not we are serious about the steps for reform, growth, and development. How do we renew, revive, and restore this country? It's going to be with transparency, honesty, and trying to be able to have this conversation in the wide open. I know it's kind of taboo. I know a lot of persons may be cringing about the possibility of being able to have a real conversation, but it's time. It's time for us to recognize the importance of being able to grow in this country. The cost of living is too high. We've had enough discussions about it, and we've looked at what the University of the Bahamas have actually put out in terms of that survey, that study that they've done to be able to identify what the cost of living is. We've recognized that it costs you more to live in Grand Bahama than here in Nassau. It's an extremely expensive venture to be able to be a Bahamian citizen. I've recently watched a documentary out of Hawaii. And the documentary, a lot of those persons have actually been able to say it's amazing how so many persons run to our islands and be able to identify it as paradise, as a place for refuge, as a space where they believe that the Creator exists. But for the residents that live in that space, it's a different reality entirely. And so I want to be able to have that kind of a conversation with you as to whether or not, what do we do to be able to rectify these particular issues? What do we do to be able to deal with this head on so we too can share into this peace and bliss that so many persons continue to be able to talk about in our very home? It's important to do that. One of the other issues that we continue to be able to talk about, and it's just like a casual issue, is one of the things that we're going to be able to elaborate on is this crime and public safety. Crime and public safety has been something that a lot of us have actually dealt with. And we've actually been grappling with that. And one of the things that we would have heard from the Democratic National Alliance some time back, and I know Brad, so I was a part intimately with the development of these particular things and knowing it and delivering it. But the truth of the matter is that the fear of crime, though it existed before, it became almost synonymous with what they brought to the forefront. The truth of the matter is that that has not left the public discourse since then. There's kind of a conversation about whether or not we are afraid. We are afraid, the fear of crime. The possibility that persons aren't moving on Arawak. They're not moving to the family islands. They're not moving to hail your cousin and so forth and so on because of the fear of crime. When we hear of someone being shot down some years back on Pargate Road, when we hear of persons, being able to get snuffed out in areas where you go into baby showers and whatnot, we said, oh my God, what's happening here in this country? The fear of crime continues to rise. And from one administration to another, they teeter back and forth, whether in the House of Assembly or on the sidelines talking to the press. They teeter back and forth about the numbers, incremental numbers, in comparison to how many persons would have died this year and compared to when you was in. This has to stop. We have to have a greater respect for who we are as a people, a greater respect for the dignity that exists in this Bahama land, and a nostalgia that we can be able to tap into for a very clear understanding that we were called for more than this. Now, I don't want to get preachy with you. I really don't want to get preachy. I want to calm down. We're on ZNS. Let's be posh and clean. I want to be decent with you. And in that decency, we know that there are issues that we've grappled with for a very, very long time. How do we fix this? How do we find ourselves in the position that we as a people come to a conscious reality and understanding that it is time for us to get serious about us? We're serious about a great deal of things. We're serious about our entertainment. We're serious about our drinking. My God, talk to me. We're serious about so many things that are fleeting. But we're not serious about being able to perform these things and becoming our brother's keeper rather, in our own space. It's important that we have these conversations. And I want to talk with you like this. The concept and idea of what we're doing here, and I'll elaborate on it more as we go on through this particular hour, is to be able to engage you. Sometimes where you have to be able to tiptoe through sort of eggshells, but engage you in a real national conversation. I heard the kind of chit-chatter of what exists and how we'll do this, and this is along the lines of the tradition that existed in our country. This one has done that because of this one has done that. This is a new time and a new season entirely. We have to yield ourselves to a very clear understanding that there is a shift in the atmosphere and grab hold of that. we have to start to deal significantly with crime and public safety. That's important that we deal with those particular themes. Immigration and border control. Now, let's just talk. I don't want to put no political organization or any of those persons who have political aspirations to the forefront, right? But, you know, sometimes, you know, if you whistle, people could point. We ain't getting in people's business. We can be decent. I have no desire to be able to do that. However, I think it's disingenuous, right? I think that it is the wrong thing that we continue to be able to tug on the emotions of the Bahamian people and this subterranean xenophobia that exists just beneath the surface. And you continue to be able to trouble that with this sort of an idea of yelling to the top of your lungs, the Haitians are coming, the Haitians are this. You need to stop. We need to stop. No administration has been able to deal with this, and I don't think that they have, head on. None. The former administration, with what we've seen come out of Abaco and East Grand Bahama as a result of Dorian, what we've seen come out of the mud and the pigeon peas, what we've identified in these particular areas, we've recognized that this has been a mounting issue in our country. It's like a rug that like a proverbial rug that you just sweep everything under, and you kept it there for a long time. And these issues that came to the forefront revived conversations after Dorian, revived conversations after we're seeing what's happening at the United States of America. It continues to revive conversations about the importance of being able to safeguard ourselves, but not understanding the importance that we as a people need to be able to ensure that we're structured. That's all we're dealing with. We're dealing with structure. I want to talk with you about these concepts and ideas that exist in this space. I want to talk with you about a very clear posture that we've taken that is lackadaisical. I think it's a casual thing that we say that we're on island time, but we don't understand how deeply embedded and enriched that is in our system. We are lackadaisical, laid back with this sort of a concept of being able to enforce. This is what we must do. We need to enforce the laws that exist in these particular spaces. That's it. I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about the issues that exist in these countries. There's a lot of issues that we've not dealt with, whether that be crime, whether that be the cost of living, whether that be immigration and border control. We've dealt with issues and we continue to allow those things to happen. But if we take a note, come on now, I don't want to get too deep into these things. For all those persons who follow me and read and listen into what we do on a day-to-day basis, you know, we've been talking about these things. And in the midst of being able to talk about these things, we've understood one thing America is doing for themselves. They are, with the concept and idea of make America great again, it's not just about being able to identify themselves strong from an internal standpoint. They're taking a stand from an external standpoint around the world. We're watching them. And as we watch them, we understand within ourselves that we must find a strength to be able to stand ourselves. Now, I don't think there's a lot of conversations that's happening. What we've seen happen in Venezuela, what we're seeing happening around the region, what we're seeing happening as a lot of persons are being able to move towards elections and being able to ensure that they have a mandate as they continue to be able to move forward. We have already seen these things. It's unspoken. But we understand 46 million people live in this region, in the Caribbean region. 46 million people. And we have not unified our strength to be able to speak with one voice, one clarity. We continue to be able to yield ourselves externally and fold ourselves to the concept and idea that exists externally. Simultaneously having a conversation about sovereignty. How? How, Sway? How? How can we have a conversation about sovereignty when we've continued to be able to shovel it off? We're going to talk about this. We're going to identify our strengths, our weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that exist right here in the Bahamas. The rundown is going to be about SWOT analysis. Our expectations from this point forward, what you can expect from us, is to be able to bring experts in, to be able to psychoanalyze, if necessary, our position and have a frank, honest conversation with you about growth and development in the country. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Excited to be able to talk with you and to talk about the next season of our lives collectively. Not just this sort of a concept and idea that exists for us individually. Collectively, what is our expectation for the country? Stay with us, guys. The Rundown returns after this break.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal, at the check-in counter, at security checkpoints, or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
Welcome back to The Rundown, ladies and gentlemen. Howard Grant sitting with you, jamming with you as we continue to be able to talk about what's happening from a national standpoint. And healthcare has been a point of national concern for generations. From the early days of public hospitals to modern reform efforts, the system has struggled with capacity, funding, and access. Recent administrations, including the current one, have invested in infrastructure, service, and expanded coverage. Still, many families continue to experience anxiety around care, underscoring that how deep-rooted these challenges remain. It's important that we talk about that. It's important that we identify the efforts that every administration has made to be able to appease the Bahamian people by being able to say that we've provided you opportunities. And if we start with this current administration, we've seen most recently in the Coconut Grove area that the development of a clinic in those areas. We continue to be able to shower you with kudos for being able to make these steps and efforts to ensure that the people of those particular communities have access. It's important. When you talk about capacity, when you talk about this sort of an idea, the capacity that we have as a people, as a nation, to be able to hold the amount of persons that continue to expand from one constituency to another in the city of Nassau is an amazing thing. And so we continue to be able to shower you with kudos. We've seen the Minister of Health being able to take on this kind of a posture and indicate that the growth and development of a, I think it's $250 million project to ensure that a hospital that can be able to be somewhere near Sanders Beach. This is an exciting thing. And I think it's always met with opposition because in the position of opposition, when you oppose, some of the times you just oppose for the sake of opposing. But I think all of us as Bahamian people, despite our politics, despite our position, we look forward to this with open arms. But we still scrutinize it. We still identify these things. We still ask questions as to whether or not you could have done this before. Me, Howard Grant. During the time of the pandemic, I had an issue, and I think Dr. Nakia Forbes could be able to tell you this. I couldn't understand this capacity. I couldn't understand the people with COVID-19, those persons being able to run into the hospital and look for help and shelter and so forth and so on. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand whether or not the creative arm of our country during this particular administration, the former administration, couldn't see that the docks was empty. Right? And cruise ships could come in and you could create something in this particular space. I understood being able to Samaritan's Purse and reach out to them. These are all great things. But how do we sustain ourselves? How do we create environments to ensure that the Bahamian people are taken care of without a relentless and a perpetual crutch? Man, talk to me. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to ask you questions and possibly trouble the water of your consideration in this country. It's time. Come talk to me. It's time. It's time for us to be able to understand the importance of being able to take these steps. Let me start to talk about capacity. Let me start to talk about the importance of being able to identify how you treat your people. This is not condemnation upon any administration. And this is not amplification of what's wrong with whether it be the Princess Margaret Hospital or the Rand Memorial Hospital or any of our clinics in these particular spaces. This is an acknowledgement that the Bahamian people are expanding, and our expectation continues to expand with us. And though we may be in a space that you can be able to articulate and pontificate about our economic strengths, the issues that we have in these particular areas, there's an expectation from one administration to another over the past 2 decades that you reform. Not perform, reform. Talk to me. I can't get no amen. That this is time for reformation, transformation, for growth, for development, for a drive into the future, as opposed to being able to genuflect, look back into the past and have an argument about what an administration who has just been fired has not done. It is time for us to understand the importance of who we are as a people. It is a sickening thing that the way that we understand, watch me, the way that we understand that there is an illness with a loved one or illness with a friend that we haven't seen for a long time, and we go on social media and we swing through social media and someone has a graphic, it looks like a template graphic. Talk to me. It looks like a template graphic, like everyone with the same issues, we need blood for this person, has the template graphic that you put there. This is how we know that persons are enduring sickness in our country. At one point, it was a sauce. We have chicken sauce, we got chicken foot sauce, we got hogs, whatever the things is. We got to sell at least 10,000 of these to be able to take care of what we need in these particular areas. Now these things run hand in hand, watch me, healthcare. It runs hand in hand with ensuring that we have the proper foods to consume. However, it is crucial. It is a crucial thing that we understand the importance of being able to deal with these things. We're going to tackle that. Second thing that we talk about is also education. It tells a similar story. Teacher shortage, curriculum reform, discipline, and outcomes have been debated For decades, every administration has attempted reform in some form. Recent initiatives reflect renewed attention, yet the systems continue to feel the strain of modern realities and rising expectation. We talk about these things. We talk about the sort of an idea of the casual approach that we take from education. We believe, historically, we've identified this kind of duality that exists with money and education. We believe that money equates to education. We've identified our politicians historically take on this posture to indicate that they've put more money into education, but we haven't seen reform in education. We haven't seen transformation in education. We haven't seen these things, and if we want to be very honest, as we continue to be able to unearth these things and seek a root, a lot of these roots start in our homes. A lot of these roots start in our homes. The root of being able to pursue money as opposed to being able to acquire education. If we contrast ourselves to Jamaicans, if we contrast ourselves to a lot of those persons from West Africa and other African nations that pursue liberty, opportunity, access, they do so through education, many of them. Not all now, listen, I'm not saying that there's the exception and there's the rule. A great deal of persons pursue liberty, access, opportunity through education. We've always pursued that through monetary value. And I don't know the introduction of the Union Jack falling and the Bahamian flag rising and this sort of a pride that filled our country, and our mothers and grandmothers would have whispered in the ears of our great-grandmothers and grandmothers and being able to say to them, baby, you could be whatever you want to be now. And instantaneously, the country found themselves entrusted, wrapped, engulfed in issues with drugs, in the pursuit of a quick buck. Let's talk about these things. We have to talk about how do we find ourselves back to this position of education. It is a deplorable thing to even, listen, let's step off script for 2 seconds. It's a deplorable thing to even listen to young children try to be able to court each other. In colloquial terms, cut up with each other. My God, what y'all saying? This education value has plummeted in our country. We need to create a space for growth and development. We're going to be talking about education. Infrastructure, electricity, water, roads, and public services has long reflected the tension between the development and maintenance. The Bahamas has quickly grown, sometimes faster than the systems could adapt. Investments and reform efforts have been announced across the administrations, including recent ones. But reliability remains a daily concern for citizens. In our final segment, when we get back, we're going to talk about these things, give you a synopsis, and really be able to break it down. Let's take a quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of your home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Test smoke detectors every month and change the batteries every 6 months. Home fires can spread rapidly and every second counts. Create an escape plan and practice it with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone can safely escape in less than 2 minutes. Keep escape routes as clutter-free as possible so no one trips or falls on the way out during an emergency. In addition to smoke detectors, fire extinguishers is an important device to have on hand. To use a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side at the base of the fire. We must all do our parts to ensure that our families and homes are safe in the event a fire occurs. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Fire Services, And all officers of the fire department, let's work together to help prevent fires, because fire safety is everyone's responsibility, and the life you save may be your own.
Our mandate on the mission statement for the program is to develop community leaders and nation builders through the art of Jonkono. The future belongs to them, so being able to instill the culture in young people and at the same time make them productive citizens of the society is basically what our program offers. We teach them from scratch, so how to pace, how to beat a drum, how to ring a cowbell, how to blow a horn, to get that good understanding of what the culture is like. The program is more than just Jonkono itself, where we bring a group of teens to perform, but we also assist them with life lessons, find scholarship opportunities for them to go abroad and further their education. In this day and time, it's very hard for kids coming up, and so we try to find means within the Jonkono arena, but at the same time use just Jonkono as the outlet to make them better at life. Crime-free? Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the... Look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad, big bro. And he got a sticker inside to say, this mother, we gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Howard Grant. This is The Rundown, and we continue to be able to run down some of the issues that we've been grappling with over the past years in this country. And as we continue to be able to do that, one of the issues that continues to come to the forefront as it relates to acquisition, as it relates to reality, as it relates to holding on to something is housing. Housing and land access have historic roots tied to land tenure and inheritance and economic disparity. Crown land policies, public housing initiatives, and private development strategies have all been used at different points in time. Recent efforts signal renewed focus, but affordability and access, particularly for the young Bahamians who remain these issues can remain unresolved for many. We have to talk about this. As a young man from the constituency of 8 Mile Rock, the community of 8 Mile Rock, West Grand Bahama, there's a great deal of persons who find themselves in this kind of a reality. I, myself, my family being on generational property, recognize the importance of being able to have something for yourself. It's an exciting thing when your grandmother say, baby, you could have that little piece of land right there, build your house for you and your family. It's an exciting thing. We don't necessarily have a path to manhood in our country, but when we could acquire something, whether that be a car, whether that be a house, a piece of property, we understand that we're taking those steps into manhood, and it fills us with a sense of pride. However, when we start to take that other steps into formality and being able to step into a position that we can borrow against what we have, we recognize that sometimes the land isn't worth the rocks that it's on. Not because of the insignificance of the land or even the geographical location of the land. But the truth of the matter is that no one has dealt with these particular issues. Most recently, I want to be able to commend the Prime Minister and, the scene about being able to do that. But we got to be able to identify where it really matters. For those persons in the Family Islands, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When I look at my people in Moores Island, I know a lot of them, the Davis them, I got to shout out to my Davis them up in Moores Island. When I look at them and being able to acquire a piece of paper for the land that it was on, when I look at Fox Hill, when I look at Yambe, when I look at these particular spaces, historically, being able to identify where liberated black persons, black Bahamians existed, finally being able to own a piece of their land, a piece of the rock. It's an overwhelming feeling. And for some way, somehow, I got to whisper and tell them, 8 Mile Rock time. Let's get it done. It's an exciting thing. But the truth is that if we're serious about the next steps that we need to take in this country, if we're serious about our posture, if we're serious about growth and development, if we're serious about acquisition, it can't be through the lens of being able to be a renter. It's about being able to buy, to own. We've heard administration after administration speak about the possibility of being able to buy. The former administration taking on this kind of a posture to be able to identify young professionals. What is a young professional? We were confused. We didn't understand. We were excited. We didn't know whether or not we qualified. We did everything. There was conversations happening left, right, and center. What is a young professional? Do I qualify as a young professional? Is there an age group? There's too much. There needs to be an opportunity of true empowerment, an opportunity to be able to access something that's yours. My cousins, my family down there in Leawood, down in Provo, my family, the Grants down in Blue Hill in Provo, they have property for days. And if you've read and saw anything over the course of time, you would understand that there is, and I don't know whether or not it's still instituted, but there is a belonger status. There's a belongers thing. There's a calling for persons to be able to come back to these particular spaces. And with that, there are opportunities to be able to exist in these spaces. We don't have to get to a space that when persons go afar off looking for something that they can acquire, that they can hold on to, that they can call their own, then we can say, oh, don't forget about us, come back home. Let's create a space now with proactivity and a very clear understanding that we believe in you. Governance and accountability is also very important. It's not a new conversation either. Public trust has been ebbed and flowed across the political cycles. Transparency frameworks have expanded, institutions strengthened, and reforms introduced over time. Still, many citizens continue to evaluate leadership, not by intent, but by outcome. It's important that we look at that. It's important that we understand the importance that your intentions are always good, but the outcome is a crucial thing. We're looking for this kind of an outcome that can speak to growth, development, acquisition, and legacy for our children's children. We are Bible-reading people, and we understand that the steps of a good man are ordered by God. They're ordered by God. We understand as a Bible nation that has Christianity steeped in us, the importance that us being able to acquire something. A wise man, a good man, leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Our inheritance that we've actually been able to scoop up and capture over the years has been violence. Man, come on, I just want to be decent with you. Indifference, a sour posture, sour grapes. It is time for us to remember when we could call ourselves a fishing village. This is too much. It's an overwhelming thing. What we're doing here on the rundown is really having conversations that get us back to a very clear understanding. Not this kind of a salacious thing, not this kind of an idea that's waning and weighing and moving from side to side, that takes you into the position of being able to entertain you. Oh, come on, man. We're not only here to entertain you, we're here to inform you. And we're here to make you to understand that participation is key. We're going to eventually start to have this kind of a conversation about the election, about participation, about your vote. We're going to eventually get into those things. But it's important that we understand the importance of who we are. And we got to start with this. I want to be able to talk to you about that. I want to be able to talk to you about all those aspects of things and find ourselves being able to move forward with that. Economic diversification has been discussed for generations. Tourism has long been the backbone of the economy, but every administration has acknowledged the vulnerability and the outcomes with the over-reliance on initiatives in technology, finance, agriculture, and creative industries have been pursued with varying success. The challenge remains scale and sustainability. Scale and sustainability. We continue to do this. We've watched this administration take on mammoth task. We've watched more specifically the Minister of Tourism and the member of Exuma, the Exumas in Ragged Island, being able to create a space that the future could exist there, being able to invite Elon Musk and SpaceX and all these great things that are happening in these particular areas. The diversification, this sort of an avenue. We've seen former administrations tap into PPPs, the importance of being able to diversify their portfolio and ensure that they can strengthen what's happening going forward so we can get into infrastructure, so we can grow simultaneously, forging relationships to move forward. All this is wonderful. But if we look at the economic diversification and identify these things and contrast it against what's happening in the world, we realize that we're still decades behind. Talk to me, I can't get away, amen. Most recently, a conversation has risen, has been revived, restored, defibrillated into a position where a lot of persons are saying now, let's get into LNG. Excellent. Leslie Miller said it 20 years ago. Talk to me. 20 years ago. Now, when Venezuela is in a precarious position, when the world is hoarding oil and hoarding energy and being able to identify and put a hedge of protection around their spaces, we're now looking into things such as this. And we're seeing people amplify this sort of a concept that says that this is why this is, well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. And this is not saying that you're wrong, but this is saying that economic diversification doesn't require you to be able to be sure or to be safe. It's for you to be able to take a chance, a calculated chance for growth and development, a chance that actually sustains and be able to undergird the people of the Bahamas, a chance through education, a chance of very clear understanding that what we need now. Simultaneously, I had a conversation with my very good cousin out of California. And that conversation ended up with the importance of being able to identify an ambassador in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is the new proverbial oil. Technology is the new oil. Persons are running into this. Persons are running into Bitcoin. Grand Bahama is strategically located in a position where they can be able to accommodate a great deal of these things. Our proximity to the United States of America, the infrastructure as it relates to what's happening with the internet and how we can be able to get those things top tier, top speeds. We can create these things, but we're not looking to diversify. We're continuing to look at yesteryear. Man, I do have a great deal of respect for the men and women that continue to rule our country, to govern our country, to lead our country into the future. But I do understand, though that there's modifications that's being made now, once you have an eye for growth and development that exists and lives within a particular era, whether that be the 70s, whether that be the 80s, whether that be the 90s, it is terribly difficult for you to be able to understand what exists futuristically. Because maybe your time has come and gone. Maybe you've peaked as it relates to outlook and vision in the 80s. Things have changed drastically since then. And we need to find an opportunity that can be able to ensure that we marry both the futuristic concepts and the traditional stern position, that we can be able to find that synergetic relationship for growth and development in the country. We're going to have these conversations, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to be easy. They may be a little bit difficult, maybe a little bit cringy. You're going to get used to me if this is the first time that you're watching, if it's the first time that you're seeing. And finally, I just want to be able to dive into something, a national direction. Perhaps the most enduring question of all, where are we going? Do we measure progress? How do we do it? How do we ensure the national development includes the voice of the village? These are not questions, not just for one night, not for one show, not for one administration, but they're questions worth asking. Clearly, respectfully, and consistently, These are questions for growth and development. These are questions that can take us to a position that we need to understand. I got to talk with you. I got to let you know where we are as a people, and I got to let you know how we're moving towards the future. I'm grateful, ladies and gentlemen, to be here with you. I'm grateful to dive into these conversations. I'm grateful to take it out of your barbershop, out of your WhatsApp group with all the cussing and caressing, let's just be decent, and bring it into formality, and bring it into a space where we could have a greater appreciation, put structure to it, and be able to energize those persons who sit dormant as advocates, who has this sort of a churning in their stomachs and the determination to make some things happen. I want to be able to test that with you and make you to understand where we are. I'm grateful. Grateful to the opportunity. I know that you want me to address a great deal of things, but I will tell you that dogs, they don't bark at parked cars. I just want to be decent with you and let you know that this conversation, this space, the rundown is about you and I. It's about national growth and development. It's about looking seriously at conversations, at issues, at concepts and ideas for growth and development for ourselves and for our children. Many of us are parents, and we still don't understand how we will be able to take care of our kids. I know this personally. I've lived this. I have been a dreamer from I was a child. A little boy. My teacher used to call it daydreaming. But I had an idea for growth and development, and no one helped fuel that. We, the dreamers, we, the believers, have to create an enriched environment to ensure that the next generation don't have to look at us with wanting eyes, with a dazed look, with emptiness, and asking us questions, Daddy, Mommy, what did you do to participate? What did you do to create a space for us? Why didn't you help? We could do it now. This is where we are in this country. This is for growth. This is for development. This ain't for your party. This is for the people. This is where we engage with all seriousness. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, once again, I want to be able to thank all those persons who participated with us. I want to thank the general manager in his particular capacity. I want to thank the chairman and all those persons. This is the work of the rundown. I want to thank you guys. Tonight was not just about assigning blame. It was not about naming realities. It was about being able to talk about that. We've spoken about who we are, what we've been facing, and when we realize that something has changed. We've acknowledged the efforts that have been made, including the recent ones, while also recognizing that some challenges are deeper, longer, and more complex than any single administration. This show is not about something that I can do alone. Like I said again, I want to be able to thank the General Manager, Clint Watson, the Chairman, Picewell Forbes, and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas for entrusting me with this space on the national network. But this space belongs to you, to me, to both of us. I need your participation. I need your voice, your engagement, your support. Tomorrow night, we're going to continue this conversation with economist Gawain Bo, bringing a thoughtful, grounded lens to where we are and what lies ahead. We have only just begun, ladies and gentlemen. This is the rundown. And that does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked in to ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information from Corville Piper. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant. Thanks for joining.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report.